Get into Skyward is you'll go to the ALVIN ISD website, and that is at www.alvinisd.net. And when you get to the website, in the upper right-hand corner, it says Skyward. And so you will click on Skyward, and that will take you to this page, which is a login page. Now mine's going to look a little different, but I will definitely do that login. And so let's talk about how you get your login. So your login looks like this. It asks for login ID and a password. So the way you get your login is when you register your student for school. When you do the paperwork to register your student for school, they'll give you the login for Skyward. So you should have that. And when you come here, that's what you'll put in. You'll put in your login and your password. Now, what that login and that password is sent to an email, and it's sent to the email that you use when you set up and register your students. So if you can't remember your login or password, you can click on Forgot Your Login or Password. And it will ask you if you're a robot. So you want to say, no, you're not a robot, and enter the email that you used when you registered your student. So that's what it's based on. That is not, the login is not your email, but it's based on the email you used when you signed your student up. And so that's what you'll put in. You'll put in the email and you'll click submit. So this does take a little bit of time for the information to come to you, so just be patient. And when you get the information, it will come to that email. And so be sure to check your spam. So look in your spam folder and spam to make sure it didn't go there. But in response, if you do click on Forgot Your Login Password, you will get an email to the email that you used when you signed your student up. And then check that email and it'll give you a link to be able to reset your password or your login. So those are important steps right there. So what happens if you can't remember the email you used, or say you had to create a new email for some reason and you no longer use the email that you used when you signed your students up? So you will get this kind of message if the email address that you entered when you said you forgot your password or login. It will tell you that the email address you entered is not associated with any accounts. And so then you know that you're going to have to do another step. And that step, again, is, it says right here, what if you can't remember or no longer use that email? Then you would contact your campus. You would contact the campus. You can start, if you have multiple students at different campuses, choose one of the campuses, contact that campus, and what you want to do is talk to the registrar at that campus, and they will get you set up if you, like I said, if the email is no longer valid or you can't remember the email you used. So just to be sure you know how that works, in the upper right-hand corner in the alvinisd.net, it says schools. And that's what you'll do is you'll click on schools. So I'm actually going to show this to you. You click on schools in the upper right-hand corner, and then you'll select the school that you want to use. If you have multiple, or if you only have one student, select their school. I just happen to click on Melba Passmore Elementary. And at the top, it'll say our school. I'm over here, our school. And probably where you want to go is office staff. And when you click on office staff, then you will see right here is your registrar. The registrar is the person, this is your support person for after today, when if you have questions about any of this and you're not sure how to get in, or any questions about the family access, the registrar at a campus, any of the campuses that your student goes to, is the support person. And if there's an email, a link where you can email them. You can also go, if you're on the main page for the school, you can scroll to the bottom left-hand corner, or actually it's at the bottom, sorry. New website. At the bottom, it's got the phone number for the campus. So you can call that campus and ask to speak to the registrar, or ask, someone will be able to help you, but the registrar will be your contact person for help after today. Today we'll answer questions for you, but after today, if you have questions or problems with family access, and again, that you can find the registrar's name. It's usually under our school and office staff. And the way I got here was I went to schools and selected the school. So that's on the ALVIN ISD website. And again, that is at www.alvinisd.net. Okay. All right. If there's any questions, put it in the chat, and I'm going to move forward. But Anna will stop me if we have questions. We're talking about the login. But again, the way you log in is you're going to click on Skyward up here in the upper right-hand corner. Now the login, mine looks different because I am using a dummy account and I'm using a dummy site even, but it will look, so this, you'll have this right here, very similar. And I'm going to log in now using this dummy account. Sometimes the login they give you has a space in the login, and it is not an underscore, it's just a space. So be sure you don't put that underscore. Oops. And just put the space. Okay, I'm going to sign in. All right, I'm going to make this full screen so you can see it. Alrighty, this is the way it opens. Family Access, Skyward Family Access opens like this. And in the upper right-hand corner, you can see your name. So mine is Mama Duck. This is the dummy account. So you can see the name up there in the upper right-hand corner. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through the site, and we're going to look at everything that's there. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat. Make sure the login. Okay, I'm going to go back. Mr. Nichols had a good point right down here. See down here at the bottom when you're logging in, the login area, you want to be family and student access. So you can see there that there's several areas. So you want family, student access. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to log in again, making sure I wasn't logged in still. Okay, and I'm going to make this large screen so you can see better. All right, again, look in the upper right-hand corner, because your students do have a login also, and your students can go into access, family access, but it'll have the name of whoever's logged in right up here in the upper right-hand corner. You'll also see up here at the top, it says all students, and there's a drop-down arrow. And you can choose, if you have more than one student, you can choose a specific student, or you can look at all students. Some things don't work well, or will say you need to choose a specific student, but you definitely want to here with the drop down choose if you want to see a specific student. So on this first page, sometimes it's hard to see if it's a lot, so you can just decide, but I'm going to leave it, I'm just going to choose Daisy for now. And now I'm only seeing the messages that pertain to Daisy. So if you notice when I'm on all students, this tab right here says Daisy. And let's see, quite a few messages about Daisy, right? So you could have quite a few messages. I was looking for a tab that says Dewey, but we're almost at the end. Oh, very end, of course. At the very bottom here, it says Baby Huey. So this message is, if you're looking at all students there, you'll see that, look at the tab, what messages are for them. But if you choose a specific student, then they're all, you notice the tab doesn't have the name anymore. These are all pertaining to Daisy Duck. So what you'll see here are these are messages that are sent through the system or by the teacher. And you'll see it's saying there's a missing email address here, that the back to school forms are open and can be filled out. It says there's an online form to fill out. And here's some course verification letter that was posted and AP exam information. So definitely some important things. This is from a teacher. You can see the teacher here is sending a message. So this is important to look. And then some other just announcements here. So Daisy's in high school, so there's quite a few announcements there. And you can see the ones from the teachers are in orange there. They're separate. So look through that. Now, when you're looking at this, you can make some choices. There's a little wheel up here, a little gear symbol where you can choose the setting. This says the home settings, and when you click on it, you can choose what the layout looks like, and you can choose if you want to hide certain messages. And so if that was just by clicking on this gear symbol in the upper right hand corner, so if you click on that, you can come in and make these choices. Be sure to save if you make any choices. I'm going to click the next to the gear symbol is a little down arrow, and that was settings I went to. Here you can show all hidden messages or reset all hidden messages to unhidden. So just if it's a little too much for you, you can come in here and make those choices. That's the down arrow right there beside the little gear symbol. Also in the upper right hand corner, you'll see next to your name, it says My Account. So if you click on My Account, it will show your account settings. And see, this is where the email is missing. You can see the email's not there, but it'll show your account settings here. Now, this is an area, it also shows your login right there and when your password was last changed. This is an area where you cannot make the changes. I believe I can enter the email there, but you cannot make the changes to your address here. So, but you can see it. So you can see what address it's showing for you. But if you need to make a change, if you see something's incorrect, then you need to contact the campus, contact the school, and let them know. So you can't make changes here, but you can see them. What you're going to, also you can see here where you can change your password is over on the right. And you can also mark here if you're outline links when focused or use a screen reader. What most people want here is this right here at the bottom. It's about your email notifications. So again, the way I got here was clicking on My Account in the upper right hand corner, and I'm looking at email notifications. And this is where I can have email notifications sent to me about my child's daily attendance. That's right here. Receive daily attendance notifications for my student. If I choose that, and then I can choose if I want them by email or a wall message. Those were the messages we just saw. Those are the wall messages, or both. You can have email and wall message. And you can also receive grading emails for your students. And a lot of parents like this, where they come in and they say, if it drops below a certain level, send me a message, or if it's you can choose a low or a high number. And this is for both the students here. So you can just put a check by that and then choose if you want to put in a number. You can also put a check by if you want to receive progress report emails for your students. So if you want those, you can choose them daily, weekly. It comes every Saturday, and from what I understand, it comes early in the morning. So be aware if you get a message on your a text message on your phone early Saturday morning, that's what it might be. It also has monthly, and just you can choose which one you want. So you can also hide one of the students here. Something to note here is if you come in here and you do not see these email notifications, if the email notifications are not showing, look up here and make sure you're on your account. This only shows on parents' accounts. It will not show on a student account. So a student account will not have these email notification options. So make sure if you're not seeing this, look up here, make sure you're logged into your account and not your student's account. Okay. So that is under my account. There's also a report history, and you can click on the report card. It shows the family access report card there. And this button that says exit in the upper right hand corner, this will take you out of the system. So I'm not going to click on it, but there's the exit button here. You can also, for the window, click on the X in the upper right hand corner, and it closes the whole window out. So be sure to save if you make any changes here. If you select anything, be sure you click save. And one more thing that's here is there's a little district links. And if you click on this, it'll show you like this one's an assessment. It's taking you here where you can see more information. So I'm going to go back here. And I'm back in there. So this is a separate window that I'm in. You'll notice there's no tabs at the top. So if it goes to something else, you can always get back to this window. I've made it large so you can see, but you can see it's generally like this where you can move it around. All right, so this was again on the home. I'm going to go back. I'm not going to save this because this is a dummy account and I don't need to save this, but I'm clicking on home. And this is where it opens, where we started on home with the wall messages. And that there's my account in the upper right-hand corner. And that is where we went to set those email preferences. And this is where your district links are. Here is where you can work on your settings. And then here's upcoming events. So this is the very first page that it opens to. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate down here through these buttons on the left, and we're going to look at each of these areas. So the next area is new to AISD enrollment. So AISD enrollment, if you're new, this is where you'll click on this, and it takes you to this page. This is new to AISD. It's an application form where you can go in and fill out this information. All right, I want to go back to the home. So if you want to leave this page, if you click on it, the way you go back to home is right up here in the upper right-hand corner. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to go to Family Access. Okay, and now I'm back here to the home page. And where I went just now was new to AISD enrollment. So I'm going to click here on back to school forms. And what it gives me is a choice between either of the students. Okay, so I'm going to click on Daisy. And it opens the back to school forms for Daisy. And the way you work on these is you navigate over here on the right. So I'm going to click on the first one. And what it does is it brings up the information. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to verify it. So this is coming. I need to verify her student information. It's got the name listed. And what I'll do right here is on every one of these, you want to click complete step one, that step. You want to click this button at the bottom to complete that step before you move on to the next. You can close and finish later, but if you don't click complete, it won't be completed for that. It'll take you back and you'll see it again. So completing that lets you move on to the next and verifies that. This is again back to school forms. I'm clicking at the top here. And when you click at the top, it's just back again at the beginning. So you just click on each of the sections and it'll open that. And then you click complete for it to verify. So I'm going to click back here because I'm not going to do those forms. You see this is for Daisy. So I'm going to go back and go to this, click on back to school forms, and then I can choose Huey, baby Huey. And so that's how you select the student. You can see now it's changed there. So there's not a drop down for this. This is where you just click back on that and you'll see the choice. You can choose the student. All right, I'm looking now at online forms. And again, for the online forms, it shows each of the students. And then here it says you can fill out the form. So there's an advanced academics agreement for Daisy, and same for baby Huey, an advanced academics agreement. So I will click on this. And it looks similar to the back to school forms. It's just shorter. It's just got 2 sections to it. So I'm going to click on custom form. And you can see all the information that it's requiring there. And you can just go through that. And at the bottom, it also has the buttons to complete one step or complete the step and move to the next. So you do want to click complete step. If you're done and you just want to do step 1, complete that. Or if you complete this and you're ready to move to the next step, that's at the bottom. So you want to click that. And then you can click over here and you can see the second step. I think it took it to that. Oh, it's not letting me move on because things were required here. So you'll have to complete that to move to the next. I'm going to click on the top here. And it's saying, yes, it's wanting me to complete these. And so I'm going to click close and finish later. And it's still, so let's try this. I'm going to click on baby Huey and it did let me out then. So if you get stuck in there, click over here on the left and any of these buttons on the left. All right, those were online forms. If I'm going to move on to the next section. So I haven't seen any questions for me yet. I think you all are answering all the questions. So hopefully we're good. But we'll move along and we're just going down the left here. This is what most people want to see is the grade book. So that's where we are now. I clicked on grade book. And if you'll notice at the top, this is for baby Huey. So I'm going to click the down arrow and I'm going to start with Daisy. So Daisy is in high school. So what we're looking at now, I can see right here, she's in high school. What we're looking at now will be applied to high school students. All right, so, and then we'll look at Huey's, he's in junior high. So what you have first, at the very top is it'll have the missing assignments. So there's no missing assignments for this. So that's great. That's good news. No missing assignments. But if there were missing assignments, that's where they would show at the top. You can also see that there's a printer symbol here. So you can print any of this information. Let's see. I'm looking at this little tiny, the current grades. The current grades are highlighted. So the ones that are yellow are the current grades. And these are the past. We're going to talk about these symbols at the top, what these, not symbols, these abbreviations, what these abbreviations are. But it does show you on the right, the grades are posted to the report card that are posted are in bold and the current grades are highlighted. So you do have some display options up here when you're looking at this. They're right next to the student's name. So you can click on display options. And you can decide if you want to view all grades, if you want to only see the current grades. And see, that's why it's all yellow, because these are the current grades. If you want to see previous and current grades only, or if you want to view all grades. So what we're doing right here is this just display options right here at the top. When you click on display options, you can see your choices right there. You can also click on GPA class rank over here and see that. and that comes up over the grades. And when you click on the GPA class rank for high school, this is going to be important. In the other, I'll show you what it looks like in the junior high. But you can see right here, there, you can see the GPA type. We're on a 6-point scale. We can see the cumulative GPA, the cumulative earned credits, the failed credits, the rank right here, and the rank date. And so right now there's a 2022 ranking, but now the most current one is 2023. So you can see that these Daisy moved up in the ranking there. If it says anything, if you hover over these and you see a line under it, you can click on it. And sometimes it'll be useful information, but if you're not sure, just click on it. Right here it says view details. And so I clicked on that. And it's also showing me for semester 1 and semester 2 there. So just a little more information. If you see anything like that is underlined, you can click on it. I'm clicking this little X in the upper right-hand corner to close this box. And again, that was right here. That's GPA class rank. And here are my display options for looking at the grades. Over on the left, what it shows is it shows the course. And you can click on the course name. And when you click on the course name, it shows the teacher. It shows the department. It shows the credits, the grade. And down here, it shows the teacher and the room and the class period and the starting and ending date and the days and times. So quite a bit of information there. Just a side note, it does have the teacher's name here, but when you click on the teacher's name, it does not have their email. So the teacher's email is not here, but it does have the teacher's name. It's also here at the top. The teacher's name, again, no email there. I'm going to close this so I can show you how to get to the email for the teacher. The teacher's name is also listed right here, and you can click on it. Again, no email, but just the teacher's name. So you've got all that. You've got the course and the teacher, and for every one of these listed here. And then we'll look at the grades. But what I want to show you just real quick is if the way you get in touch with the teacher, if the teacher's name is not, the email is not listed there. It's not listed in Skyward. So you would go to the campus again. This was alvinisd.net. And I chose up at the top, I chose schools right here. And I went to the school. And right here, there's a button. It says faculty. So you could click on the faculty button and you could look the student up, the teacher up, excuse me. You could look the teacher up right here and it's got the teacher email. So it is alphabetical by, maybe it's not. I think that first it has the office staff probably. Anyway, if it's not alphabetical, you can come up here at the top and search. And like I said, for all the teachers on the campus, it's got their email here and their position. So I'm going back into Skyward. So just keep in mind that you won't be able, the email won't actually be here. Now, if you remember when we were on the wall, I'm going to go back to the home. The messages here from the teacher, if I needed to respond to these, it would go straight to the teacher then. But I'm back here in Gradebook here where you see the teacher's name. It's not, the email's not listed. All right, let's look at the grades. So I'm going to come over here to the grades. And when you hover over the grades, you can see there's a line under this 100. So I'm clicking on this 100. And what it does is it opens this and it tells more details about that grade. First of all, again, it lists the class. It lists the teacher. I'm guessing that's the teacher there. It shows the grade. And you can see down here if it was a daily grade or a major grade. So you can see all this information about that one grade. This 100 I clicked on right here. Yes, W. Disney is the teacher. Oops. Sorry. Well, I was going to move this, but it doesn't want to move. So I'm going to close this and open it again. Okay, I'm clicking on the 100. There we go. So it comes down, if you come down here and you can see for the daily grades, the date and what was the name of the assignment and what the grade was. And you can just look through here, and then major grades, same thing. You can see the date and the name of the assignment. Now, when you click the assignment, this one, because they're an office assistant, but when you click the assignment, you can see the details about the assignment. You can see the maximum points and the weight. You can see the average of the overall class grade average even down there. So there's lots of information here. Again, we're in grade book and we're clicking on the grade. I'm going to click over here. Each of these grades also has an underline. So if it has an underline like that, you can click on the 100 or the grade. And then it brings up again the class, the teacher, the name of the assignment. So I'm going to click on this one and the grade. So this is the assignment. It was a daily grade. I'm going to click on it. And again, it shows the information about the assignment date and the due date and the maximum points, the weight, and the grade, and then the overall class grade info is right there. Okay, I'm closing this little window. I'm going to talk to you now about the abbreviations up here at the top. This is high school. So high school is different from elementary and from pre-K through second. So let's just talk about high school first. These abbreviations are for the U is because of UIL reporting. So UIL reports, there's 12 terms for UIL, and they report, it's regularly reported so that they can check to see if students are UIL eligible. So that is what the U stands for. Any C stands for citizenship, or what, like conduct type things. So the C, you can see this, and if you hover over these symbols, it shows. You see it says Citizen 1, and here it does say Term 1. That's the UIL term. Here is C2, and this is Term 2 for the UIL, and there's Citizenship 3. NW stands for 9 weeks. So this is the first 9 weeks, 9 weeks 1. We are going to give you also in our presentation that you'll get a copy of, we'll give you all these terms explained for secondary because they are definitely in detail. So NW1 stands for 9 weeks 1. There's NW2 that stands for 9 weeks 2. There's also an SM1, which is for semester 1, and there's quite a bit more. So in case you're wondering what those stand for. So let's look at Huey, sorry, not Dewey, Huey. And we can see Huey is in junior high. So junior high has that also. But and you can see he doesn't have that many classes. He's just an office assistant, and you can see the grades, and you can even see here where he dropped this course. So you can see across the top. Now in elementary, you will not see the U. You will not see any of the U's. It'll just be the C1 and so forth. So because they don't do the UIL reporting. But in grades pre-K through 2, the grade book looks quite a bit different. So pre-K through 2, the grade book does not have, normally you're not going to see probably much at first, and you will not see the grades like 80, 90, 95. pre-K through 2, they do skills, and they rate them by skills. And so you'll see numbers like 1, 2, I'm not sure how high it goes. So that will look different. So when you're looking at your display options here for junior high, it shows if I want to show the assignments. So this is showing the assignments. This is, I can hide the drop classes. So now I'm only going to see the one class because it's dropped. I can view all the grades, or the current grades only. But on, I'm bringing back the dropped class, and I'm taking off the assignments by just clicking on the underlined word. But in pre-K through 2, when you click display options, it will say show skills. So if you see show skills, you can click on that and it will explain the skills. Bill, do you want to add anything to that? Okay, I guess not. So that's good. Mr. Nichols is here, and he has extensive knowledge of this. So I just wanted to see if he had anything to add. But on the pre-K through 2, you can click again, display options, and you will see show skills, and it'll have the skills listed. And you'll see it takes a while. You probably won't see any numbers up right away, but when you do, there'll be 1, 2, like that. It won't be a number grade like 80, 85, 90. Okay. I am clicking back on Daisy just to make sure we covered everything here in the grade book. I'm going to look again there. Her display, yes, that was at the top. I just skipped it. It did say where it will show the assignments up here. So I'm putting that right there. Okay, Mr. Nichols said the UIL check is every 3 weeks at the secondary campus for UIL eligibility for participation in UIL activities. So great, thank you very much. All I did here was change the display options here, and it's showing the assignments. And if I don't want that to show, I just click on it. So you can really set this up the way it works best for you, so you can see quickly. Again, I'm looking at all grades, but you could just look at the current grades if you want, and then it would be all yellow. So whatever works for you is what you need to do, and make it easier for you to see what you want to see. All right. Any questions? I hope you all everybody's clear on gradebook so far, and put them in the chat, and we'll get those answered for you. I'm going to move on to attendance. Under attendance, this is for Daisy. If you notice when I go to Huey, he has nothing here. He has no absences or tardies. So if it looks like this, it says right there, no absences or tardies. But if you come up here to Daisy, we see that Daisy has some. She has an unexcused absence in period 3, which is statistics. This is the name of the class. Tardy in AP environmental science, 5th period. And she's testing here during basketball, which is period 7. So you can see some details there. If you click on the name of the class, it just brings it up. It brings up the name of the class and the teacher name again. And over here on the right, we're seeing the chart. That's because up at the top in the upper right-hand corner, it says view charts by period or day, or hide charts. So I'm going to hide the chart first so you can see what it looks like. So if you open this up and you don't see any charts, then you can just click in the upper right-hand corner, show charts, and then you can see, and you can choose if you want to see it by day or by period. And you'll see the chart there. You can hide the charts there. But one other thing that's here is absence requests. There's absence requests. And if you can click on that, this is where you can add a request. So you can put in, if you know they're going to be absent, you can put that in right here. And it shows the start date, the end date, if it's all day. And this, of course, it shows the school and the student name, and you can put the information in here. And if you save that, then that will turn that in. So I'm going to close this so you can see how I got there again. That's absence requests, and then you can add a request right there. All right, I'm going to close that little window, and we'll close this little window. And again, if you're not seeing the charts, look in your upper right-hand corner, and then you can click on Show Charts, and Absence Request is right below that. And then you'll see the charts, and you can see them by period or by day. If you look at Huey, see there's no charts because he doesn't have any absences. I'm going back to Daisy, and we're going to look at student info. So student info, this will have their picture usually. Cute picture. It'll have your the address. You cannot change anything here, but you can certainly check it to make sure it's correct. So you'll want to check to see if your emergency contact information is correct, if they have the correct information number, and also this would have emails and the employer phone number if you've submitted that. If you see anything's incorrect, again, you want to contact the registrar. You're going to contact the campus and get this corrected because we want the correct information here. You cannot make the changes here. You can click on View Daisy's Family or View Your Student's Family, and again, see who's listed. And it'll show if the custodial is yes or no. And it shows the guardians and the information again. So this is, you want to make sure this is correct, and be sure to let the registrar know if it's not. Over here on the right, you do have the campus information, and now you actually have emails. So this has the phone number of the campus and the principal's name. If you click on the principal's name, it actually has their email right there. And so you can click on it and it will email them from here. Same thing with the advisor. If you click on it, it's got the advisor's email. You can click on it and email them, and the discipline officer. So in this, the teacher info is not there like that, but for the administrators, it is there. So this is on Daisy, and again on Huey, same thing. You'll just look, it's got the picture, baby Huey, and it's got the information. You just want to check all of it, and it's got it's got the principals, and here's Alvin Junior High principal, and when you click on it, it's got their email and their family information there. So that's under student info. I'm going down to schedule now.
But before you move forward. There's a couple questions about attendance.
Okay.
Some of the parents want to know what is the meaning of unexcused and blue color. I guess the blue color that we see in there. So can you just clarify what the unexcused mean? And can you submit as absence note on here? I believe it's not, right? We have to email the school directly.
Mr. Nichols, can you answer those questions?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The unexcused absences are going to be the ones that count against the student. So that if you send in a note, let's say a student was sick or had a doctor's visit, those would be excused absences, and the unexcused are the ones that really count against them. You can see the gray ones, like for present funding, those don't count against the student. Any absence code will show up on here. So if a student is testing or on a field trip or anything like that, they'll show up as present. Those are the gray ones here that don't really count against them, but they have to be entered in the system to say where the student was at that time.
And can you submit a
cannot
note?
enter attendance notes? No, they have to be sent in via email or on paper.
Okay.
But you can do the absence request and let them know that way that the student's going to be absent, and those will be put in and registered. But I don't think you can do it after the fact.
So this would be beforehand.
It looks like it'll work for after the fact.
I don't see a way to attach
here.
anything if you were to put a note in. I don't see anywhere to do an attachment.
Well, I think you just type it in the comments.
Got it.
Yeah, I will say
I know those do go to the attendance clerks.
Exactly. And I would say that a good practice will be to send an email to the register as well, so that way you can have an email coming from your email to the register with the excuse, and if you have to attach any doctor's appointment, any doctor excuse or something like that, you can do it through the email as well.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to move on, and then we'll see if there's more questions. We'll come back to that. I was on schedule. This is just the student schedule. It's you can see, you can print the schedule here at the top in the upper left-hand corner. You can, anything that's underlined, you can click on. You can see information about it. You can see by terms. You can choose how you view this. You've got display options to show the current term only, or show all terms. You can do weekday by term, or you can do a matrix. So those choices are up here at the top. You can see the period, you can see the teacher. Again, there's not a way to email them, but you can click on the course name for any of these. So these are listed by term, or you can, like I said, choose to just show the current term. Under discipline, these students are really good. Daisy has no discipline, and Huey has no discipline. So there's nothing to show you here, but if it were any discipline offenses, you could see them here, and you could click on for more information about each of those. The career plans, this is showing for each grade level. And you can see the dates here. I'm going to make this full screen just so you can see a little better. And what you'll notice is here, see how I'm, right here, see how I'm on DC French. Over on the right, it's showing languages other than English. It's showing how that fits under graduation requirements. See, I'm here on communication. Let's see, basketball, you can see that's over under electives. So if you look to the right, when I choose one of these, you can see the yellow comes up. See, this is math. I'm on PAP geometry. So you can go through and look and see how these meet the graduation requirements. And this is for Huey. I'm going to exit full screen on this. And here's Daisy. Same thing. I've got anything, I'm hovering over geometry, and you can see it over on the right highlighted. Here's physics. You can see where it falls into the graduation requirements. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to look at attachments now. This is really important because this is where you'll see your progress reports, and the report card is under attachments. So if you go to family access, attachments, this is where you can click on to see the progress report and the report card. Actually, this says it's a report card. It's generating the report. It generates it as a PDF. I'm going to click view report, and you will see it. I'm going to make this larger. So there you can see, this is what it'll look like. It's a, it'll say the school and the student's name and their information, and it'll have the courses listed and their grades. So you'll be able to see, and then there's also a grade scale and conduct at the bottom. So that is what that is. If you want to print this, you can, of course, when you open it up. I'm just closing this window, which is the PDF, but I clicked on here, right here, under description and this is on Daisy, and that's when it creates it, and you can see it. You can look at it, and you can print it if you want. So that's under attachments for report cards and progress reports. Same thing for Huey. Huey's got a few more. He's got, this is from previous years. You can see there, but Daisy this one is more current. Health info. When you click on the health info, this opens up. Mr. Nichols told me this will be a little different. They're making some changes, but this is the important thing I want you to see is under display options. You can show vaccinations right here. So you can click on that, and it's got their vaccinations, and you can print this. So if you're trying to see if what's missing, or a lot of the nurses get a lot of calls for their vaccinations. You can do that from Family Access. You can go to their health info, go to the display options, choose show vaccinations, and then you can print this and you can have their vaccinations printed. So that's something you don't have to call the school to get. So that's really good. You can just do that yourself. And then the last thing here is login history. And this just shows you who's, when you've been in there and the areas. So what I want to show you next is back in our presentation is about the mobile app. Okay, so Skyward does have a mobile app. You can get the mobile app in Google Play or an Apple, I forgot what it's called now, but anyway, you can get it definitely for any type of phone you have. And you just install the app. This is what it looks like. It's just a Skyward. And when you install it, the first time you log in, you need to provide your username and password. So after that, it'll just open. But the very first time you go in, you'll need to put in your username and password. So you'll need that information. In the mobile version, it opens showing your students' current grades. So this is what the mobile version looks like. You can see the school here. It's under current grades, and it's listed things. And I imagine you can click on any of those like we did. A lot of people like to look at it on their phone the same way they look at it on the computer, the desktop version. And the way you do that is you click when you're in the mobile app, and it's the mobile view. In the upper right hand corner, if you've gone into the mobile view, you can click this back arrow. There's a little back arrow in the upper left hand corner. And then you have to confirm you do want to go back. You just click continue that you do want to go back. And then you'll have a choice. You can choose mobile or desktop. And then that might come up early on right after you first log in too. And if you're not sure, if you've clicked mobile, you can go back and go to desktop. If you're in desktop, you can go back and go to mobile. So right here, if you do want to look at it just the same way as you do on your computer, here's desktop. You choose that. And then it looks just like it does on the computer when you're looking. And I'm going to move on to here. In the mobile version, you can also, if you want to switch students, this is the student's name is blurred out on this because this was a real student, but there you click the down arrow here. And at the bottom of the page, it'll show your students. And then you select one of the students, click done, and then it switches to them. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a menu icon. So if you click the menu icon in the upper right-hand corner, this is what you get. It takes you where you can choose one of these other areas, just like we did on the desktop version. You can go to attendance, discipline, gradebook, message center, attachments, schedules, student information. So any of these you click on, it'll take you to that information. And if you're in the desktop version, it'll look just like it does when you're on the computer. So this is navigating through the mobile app. Okay, just some reminders here. If you can't log in, click on Forgot My Account, and you'll need the email account you used when you created the account or enrolled your students. If you can't remember the email, go to the school and they'll help you reset your account. Only the top parent guardian can fill out online forms. So remember that, only the top parent guardian. And if you can't see all of your kids in your account, go to My Account and make sure they're not hidden. I'll show you that again, just right to be sure you know what we're talking about. And parents or guardians need to have custodial rights to access their children's account. So just keep those things in mind. So I'm going to take you back to this about where if you can't see all your kids, they might be hidden. This is an explanation of secondary codes. This is included in this presentation, so you'll have that. And if you have any questions after today, after this presentation, and we're helping you, contact your campus registrar and they'll be able to help you. So I'm going to come back here and show you what I'm talking about with students. Up here under my account, I'm in the upper right hand corner, my account. Right down here, see where it says hide students? If I had hid Huey right there and all I was seeing was Daisy, that's why. So if you're only seeing one student, go into my account and make sure this is unchecked and that they're not hidden. All righty. Anna, I'll turn it back over to you and see if there's still questions or if there's anything else you want me to cover.
Thank you so much, Bute. So